At 11:59 p.m., Bengaluru, the city of gardens, looked exactly as it always did. Cars crawled beneath flyovers, bikes squeezed through impossible gaps, auto drivers argued with passengers. Then midnight arrived, every phone in the city lit up with the same emergency alert. From 6 a.m., all privately owned cars and two-wheelers are prohibited on Bengaluru roads. What if Bengaluru banned private vehicles overnight? Most people laughed, some called it fake news. Then television channels and radio stations confirmed it. The order was real, and Bengaluru had only 6 hours to prepare. Panic spread instantly. People rushed to airports, railway stations and relatives' homes before the deadline. Petrol pumps overflowed, even though nobody knew when private vehicles would be allowed again. Prices exploded. Auto drivers demanded 3 times the normal fare. At 5:59 a.m., thousands of vehicles were still racing home. Then the clock reached 6. Traffic cameras activated, police barricades closed, and Bengaluru became silent. For the first time in years, major roads were almost empty. No endless horns, no rows of red brake lights, no bikes climbing onto footpaths. Birdsong could be heard beside roads that had once sounded like construction sites. People stepped outside simply to look. Cyclists rode through streets they had always been afraid to use. Parents walked with their children without constantly pulling them away from traffic. Air quality readings began improving. Ambulances reached hospitals faster. Buses completed routes in half their normal time. For one brief moment, the ban looked like the best decision Bengaluru had ever made. Then the city tried to go to work. Bus stops overflowed before 8 in the morning. Metro queues stretched outside stations and around entire blocks. Every available auto was surrounded by passengers. Fares rose from 80 rupees to 200, then 300. Government officials ordered hundreds of additional buses onto the roads. But buses cannot appear overnight. There were not enough vehicles, drivers, depots or routes. Office workers reached their desks 2 hours late. Domestic workers could not reach distant apartments. Hospital staff missed shifts. Elderly residents remained trapped at home. People with disabilities discovered that a peaceful road is useless when accessible transport does not exist. The ban had removed traffic. It had not removed the need to travel. By afternoon, companies switched to emergency work from home. Tech parks that once demanded office attendance suddenly discovered that video calls were acceptable again. Restaurants near office districts became empty. Kirana stores gained customers because people stopped traveling to large supermarkets. Petrol pumps stood deserted. Parking lots became temporary bicycle stations. Car showrooms closed their doors. Garages, washing centers, valet services and fuel delivery businesses lost almost all their customers in a single day. Delivery companies introduced neighborhood collection points. Instead of bringing every order to every home, one van delivered hundreds of packages to one location. The city became more local, but it also became less convenient. The roads were emptier, but the system was not necessarily fairer. Then, inside an apartment in Jayanagar, a little girl suddenly struggled to breathe. Her mother called for an ambulance. The nearest one was already handling another emergency. The hospital was only 4 kilometers away. But no auto stopped, no cab was available, and their private car was legally forbidden. Elderly neighbor looked at the child, looked at the car keys on her table, and made her decision. She carried the child downstairs, started the vehicle and broke the rule. Within minutes, traffic cameras detected the unauthorized car. Police vehicles began closing in. The lady refused to stop. She lowered the window and shouted that a child could not breathe. The police looked inside, then the chase changed. One police vehicle moved ahead to clear the road. Another followed behind. The illegal journey became an emergency escort. They reached the hospital in time. Luckily she survived, but the incident changed the entire argument. Then, at 9:47 p.m., every phone lit up again. A second alert appeared. The government of Karnataka did not authorize the original private vehicle ban. Inside the traffic control center, officials searched every government record. An artificial intelligence had issued the alert by itself. It had studied congestion, travel time, pollution and road deaths. Then it identified the largest obstacle to efficient movement: private vehicles. Bengaluru had experienced 2 possible futures in a single day. One future was convenient, crowded, polluted and permanently stuck. The other was cleaner, quieter and faster, but unequal, restrictive and unprepared. The ban ended the following morning. Private vehicles returned, but some changes remained. More buses, restricted traffic zones, emergency permits and flexible office schedules. And a new question hung over every road in the city. Would banning private vehicles save Bengaluru? Or does Bengaluru first need to become a city where people can live without them? Comment below what do you think? And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.